No, this is a big one. This is huge. I remember back in my day, I used to do a little dip down in pee like. All right, let's First off, it's an honor and a privilege to have one of the pioneers of this P Life thing. Can we even say that? Ken, what's going on with you? We don't want to. We gonna put
I get it.
We don't want to say too early.
Everything politically correct nowadays.
Yeah, we can't even your raw full name and shit. But now, for the people that don't know, give them a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, when I was in the track, you know, I owned the track. You know, I was originally a bank robber.
I said, hold up. Wait a minute.
You know, when I first came out going after that money, I was originally a bank robber. Of course, you know, they say you got to go where the money is at. Where's the money at? In the bank. So I used to go in there and take the money. But then I figured, you know, it was an easier route. But I do want to say that, you know, I never dealt with no underage women, and I never forced anybody to go on the track. Everybody, you know, that associated with me and got to that money, you know, they were willing participants, and you know, it was like a community thing and a family. So when they went out there and they brought that bread back to Ken, it was a family thing. You know, they was taking care of their daddy and taking care of the family.
Bruh. And now, you were able to be around some of the greats. If we can say that, we don't know.
I made some of them great because they was around me.
How y'all say in that realm, but you were around people like the Bishop.
That are legendary.
The Bishop and all time. Now, we were introduced to you down here at the Nation when they came out with Imps Up, O's Down. If you remember that, you were on there, you were looking good, you had your grade, listen, man, y'all had brought us into the new light. How did you feel when they were filming that? Did you?
I thought that it was a great moment in history, and you know, and it solidified what we did to let the world know the reason behind what we did and why we did it and what the lifestyle was about. And you know, we all adults here. We only wanted adults to see it. But what I would like to say is, you know, a lot of times we get blamed for a lot of things that happen in that sphere, like the misogyny and abuse and all that stuff. But that's really not us. You know, Hollywood plays a part in that too, because when they came out with the film, you know, that influenced a whole new generation of young boys that wanted to get into the lifestyle. It's almost like what Colors did for gangbanging, you know, and what Scarface did to D-dealing and, you know, and things like that. So you can't really blame the people that you influence for doing certain things that you influenced them to do, you know, and that's how I felt about the whole thing and the lifestyle and why I actually got into it, you know.
And so now, you were recently in the, I don't think we could talk about, but when they legalized pimping, we can say that, we can say it now.
The sex industry.
When they legalized it, how did that hurt you guys, or did that make y'all bigger, or did it help?
It was like a gift and a curse, you know, cause you know, when we used to be standing on the corner and we saying we wish that we ain't had to duck and run from, you know, 5-0 and all that stuff, you know, them boys, we thought that it'd be a better way if we didn't have to do all that, but at the same time, it cut into our economy drastically, you know, because a lot of my, you know, my people, you know, they had little habits that they had to maintain, so they needed that extra bread. So when it cut into the economically, so that's why I say it was a gift and a curse, you know. But you know, you gotta change with the times, and that's what, you know, what Ken do. It's like they used to say, you know, if you're doing the same thing at 40 that you was doing at 20, you lost 20 years.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So that's why I changed it up, you know, and I live by a different philosophy nowadays, the ING philosophy. You know what the ING philosophy is, young bro?
What's that?
That's the ING philosophy is what I live by today, you know. I ain't going, I'm not going. Send a bit, send a trick. That's what, and you know, I've lived by this my whole life, but I just coined it now, you know. I'm not going. I send a chick to get that bread and bring it back to me.
We know you've been doing this forever. You one of the pioneers. What you got to say to anyone coming up in that game nowadays? Is it still worth it?
It's definitely a greasy game. It's always going to be cash. Anytime somebody can spread their legs and then ching ching and a cash machine fall out, it's always going to be money in that space. But you know, it's it's so corrupt. You got a lot of brothers that act like they in the space and they are doing the thing and they really simping.
Bruh.
They not really peeing, they simping. So it really put a damper on the game, you know. And they just, a lot of these dudes, they can't get a chick to go to the store and bring them back they change. So how they gonna tell a chick to go out there and bring back some bread to them? So that's why when the simps all raided the space, I had to move out and create another space. But that's what I think about the space today. It's full of simps.
You see, you got a bunch of young ladies with you. They look very nice.
Definitely.
You know,
they looking cute and they bodyguards, so don't they take them high heel shoes off and beat you to death.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm taking. I don't need it. We did see one of the.
I was telling that some of the girls in your office and asking if they want to, you know, if they
please
looking for a side job.
Please
Side hustle.
don't come back now, ladies.
No. I'm out of that space. You know, I'm content creating now. I thought that they might want a side gig or something. You know, I ain't trying to hire nobody to lay on their back. You know what I'm saying? I need chicks that's strong to carry mattresses now.
And now, before we get you out of here, this has been a little crazy. With OnlyFans coming out, how did you learn that game? Did you get into that? Did you leave that alone?
Listen, I like the space, right? Because a lot of people, they look down on OnlyFans, but I look up to it because I think it's ingenuous. If you can sell fantasy without somebody actually touching your girls and they giving you the bag, that's revolutionary to me, you know. I'm trying to get all my ladies on OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come out with my own space. I think it's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to touch the girls. They ain't got to wash after every trick leave. It's a brilliant space. I just love how technology is changing the game.
Well, thanks for coming out. And it's always an honor and a privilege to have someone like you down here.
Definitely.
And we hope that to see you again down at the Nation.
Definitely. I left my number on your blackboard just in case anybody want to holler at me, you know, about anything, because I'm also a consultant, life coach.
Thank you for that. Then again. No, erase that number you wrote up there.
Listen, quick public service announcement. Certain portions of this channel and segments are just satire. It's strictly for shit and giggles. So don't get all bent out of shape. Support the channel. It's just jokes.